There are over 60 people missing their DV lottery interview in Accra right now as I speak. Now, this data is from the 29th of March, 2025. So this is the fiscal year. I'm going to be flashing on the screen the numbers, the case numbers that we think are missing their interview date or they missed their interview at the Accra embassy. Now, Kelvin is here with me. Kelv.
Yes, sir.
Aside from flashing the numbers or the case numbers that we think have missed their interview date, and by the way, we're going to show you how we came up with it. Kelvin, what else? What kind of data do we have on the DV lottery statistics video today?
Okay, so based on the last video that we made, there were some requests from people that they want data for Leone and also data for Liberia. And also, we've also done other research to search for the best 10 countries that you can actually go for your interviews and you're going to get a high rate of your visa being issued. So that is the top 10 best countries with the highest rates for visa.
Wow, this information is going to be crazy, guys. Do you know what that means? That means that if you did enter the DV lottery, you will start to have a list of countries that normally issue visas. So let's dive in. We're not even going to waste your time. By the way, this is Kooturu Global. Our mission is in the next 5 years, we want to help 20,000
people. Yeah.
20,000, that is right. Move to the countries of their dream. Now, let's go straight ahead and start to break the numbers down. So this data is actually from 29th March. Now, Kelvin, where did we get this data from again?
We got the data from SIAC, which is an unofficial website being created by an unknown person. Yeah, so the name actually is called SIAC, even though SIAC is already related to the US immigration.
Right.
Yeah.
For to double chair, Mina make us say, Ghana, maybe some Debbie Brahma, who person to cry, Eba America, who person will call Canada, Eba school, Hoshia dear, you should go to Robert Chinapai, so person will call Dubai, Eba Yetuma, and I've grown Piana baby, Piana person will call Piano. She shall go to Global, a Chinapai, a partner contour, that's a wood steer, or pretty because where the music Johnny, where's the all this kind of sending an audio Johnny, go to Global, dear Yentissa, yet. Libi takazaka biala me to dago chewa ma jimejine mu no let us say ya de papa it is a wo hwamia no be na gu screen so no pa na fra wo go to kroba a wo mu ye buei wo mu du betu fa Kooturu Global every day.
Perfect. Now let's go straight into the numbers. Now I want you to know, let's before Kelvin starts going into the numbers and starts actually explaining everything, I want you to know that this is the DV lottery that is being processed in the fiscal year 2025, meaning that your case number, we're going to be dealing with case number that starts with 2025. Okay, cases number that start with 2025 AF or 2025 AS or 2025, but we're focused on Africa. Okay, specifically Accra is the first one. So Kelv, let's dive straight into it.
So Accra is still using the total case of 452. So now the people that have gotten their visa are 155.
Wow.
The people that have been refused of their visa is 51. Those that have been refused under law are 24. Those who are still under administrative processing cases are 5. Then now those who are in the ready case are 217.
Wow. So Kelvin, that means that from the last time that we actually did this statistics, we got some increase in visas that have been issued in Accra.
Yeah, and an increase also in visas that have been refused.
Increase in visas. So the more that Accra is giving visas, the more that they are refusing at the same time, right?
Yes. The last times there were about 40 people in the administrative processing cases. Now it has reduced to 5. So that means most of them have now been moved to refused cases. And also those under refused under law, also the last time was 26, but now 24. So that means -2. So the increase for the 51 can come for these two places, and also those in the ready cases. No, some of them have gone for the interview and have also been refused straight away.
Wow. So Kelvin, how come the last time that we shared or the last time we did a video, the ready cases in Accra, meaning that people who have gotten their interview date, has it decreased or increased?
It has decreased.
Okay.
Because the last time was 280, now it's 217.
So at least there are some people, of course, that is why we are seeing the increase in visa issue and also refused as well.
Yes.
But they are still quite a huge number.
That is it. That means some of them are still not going for their interviews or have not seen the messages being sent to their mails and also being populated on the SIAC official website.
Wow. Guys, and this is the reason why we say that I think we definitely can put some numbers 1 + 1 together and know that these amount of people have definitely missed their interview. We're going to show you some data at the end of the video. But right now, let's go into the other countries as well. As Kelvin promised us, there were some countries that the last last video that we did, they wanted us to cover their numbers. Kelvin, it seems like we have, what country is that?
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone here.
Yeah.
So this data is definitely from 29th of March. We want to keep bringing the date to you because we don't want you to be watching an old video and thinking that the numbers are still the same. So if you watch this video and you're watching it aside, if you're watching it way past the 29th of March, let's say somewhere in, May or something, please know that this video is old. Okay, Kelvin, so let's go ahead with the Sierra Leone.
So as at 29th March, Sierra Leone had 79 cases, 28 issued cases, 2 refused cases, and 4. They also had 4 refused under law. For the administrative processing case, it's 0, and they have 45 ready cases.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
So in overall, does it mean that Ghana is actually doing better than Sierra Leone in interviews that is being attended?
Yeah. If you are talking about numbers, it looks like Ghana had a lot of people that registered for the DV lottery, and maybe Sierra Leone also had lesser. Or it can be in the case whereby Sierra Leone had a lot of numbers, but they are just taking few people to interview.
Wow. This is crazy. Guys, if you are watching us, you know that we always say Ghana embassy is slow. Ghana embassy is slow. Go here, go to Sierra Leone, go to here, go to here. But looking at the data, they say numbers don't lie, right, Kel? Looking at the data, if you compare Ghana and Sierra Leone, if I'm doing my interview and I won the DV lottery fiscal year 2025, I'm in Africa, case number AF 2025, Ghana and Sierra Leone, which one do you think is possible that the person will definitely get an interview?
And also, Sierra Leone is not even part of the best 10.
Oh, wow. So when you say part of the best 10, what do you mean?
The best 10 is going to be categorized under countries that have been given a lot of visas. Because if the visas are lesser, even though people would think, say, the lesser the number, the more opportunities you can get. But sometimes that country, maybe they've been given limited visas. Because you see, the US people know people they need for their country. So they can say that, okay, Ghana is the best country to get a lot of people to this place. So let's give them a lot of visas.
Or sometimes it's just a backlog from the embassy too, right?
Yes. So if you're going to think about this now, it's going to be confusing because you need to do a lot of probability and statistics to be able to actually come on conclusion on something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you're still going to be giving us that best 10, right? At the end of the video?
Yes, I'm still going to give you the best 10 at the end of the video.
Perfect. So this is for Sierra Leone. Now let's go to, this is Liberia.
Liberia, yeah.
Okay. Take it away, Kel.
So Liberia had a total cases of 319, issued 71 cases, refused 62 cases, and refused 40 cases under law, had administrative processing cases that are 10, so 10 administrative processing cases. Then they have 136 ready cases.
136 ready cases.
Yeah.
Wow. The numbers still looks like it's in favor of Ghana. In terms of ready cases, right? You would say.
In terms of ready cases, I don't think it's in favor of Ghana.
Okay.
Because Ghana had a ready case of 217. This also has ready case of 136. So if you are doing comparison, it's as I said, numbers is kind of some way. We need to do a lot of probability and statistics to be able to get this thing clear.
Right. But I think when I say ready cases, what I mean by that Ghana is topping is at least we know that Ghana is scheduling a lot of interviews than these other countries.
Oh yes, Ghana is scheduling a lot of interviews than these other
countries, right? So one of the things, before we move on to the next slide, one of the things, this is just an advice that we just want to give people. A lot of people take and run with the notion of Ghana is slow, and they just think it's going to happen every single year. Every year Ghana is going to be slow, every year. No. When we say maybe Ghana is slow or Accra is slow, we are saying that in this particular fiscal year, this is what we mean by slow, guys. We take one embassy or multiple embassies and then we sort of see who is issuing more cases, who is issuing less cases, and then Kelvin, we can do the comparison, and then from there we can say that, oh, okay, based on these numbers in these African countries, Accra is doing poor, Sierra Leone is doing maybe that, or this embassy is doing poor compared to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just take that, right? Because a lot of comments that we got the last time was like, what is the best country? What is the best country? There's no such thing as a best country. Best country is all boiled down to how they are doing that fiscal year. And guess what? Nobody on this earth, except the management and the immigration people themselves at the embassies, can predict and tell you that next year, next 2 years, we're going to be doing good at, on DV lottery. Nobody can predict.
It's actually on luck.
Right. So it's more of like, there are a lot of people who move their cases, who won this DV lottery, Kel. They move their cases to other country, thinking that, they did good last 2 years, so they're going to be doing good. Ghana is poor. Everybody just undermine Ghana.
You're not going to. As I say, it's going to be luck, because sometimes they already have some people they want to push before even they start pushing those who have moved their cases. Well, I believe that they can do the comparison and check, is this person from a different country and all those kind of things, because sometimes the names and the location and all those kind of things. So it's kind of, I'll just say, trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Yeah. Picking the right embassy, it's also a lottery itself. Kelvin, am I lying? Like, picking the right embassy is also a lottery itself. You can just be lucky. Yeah, you just like Kelvin said, right? It's just based on luck. You can just be lucky. But before we move into one of the most important content of the day, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because we're going to be bringing you this video every single week. We're going to be breaking the numbers down, chewing the numbers for you, digesting the numbers. Kelvin is going to be coming here and spitting it out for you. So subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're really, really enjoying it. If you want us to cover your country like we did with the first video we did not have Sierra Leone and all these other countries. We only started with Accra. Yeah. So if you want your country to be covered, just leave it under the comment. We're gonna cover it as well. Now, Kelvin, top 10 best countries in Africa.
So now, I don't know how we are going to actually show this thing, because a lot of people are going to be mind busting about this. They're going to say, "Wow, I can't believe this."
Wow. So okay, let's go break it down.
So now, this top 10 countries that they are seeing is arranged in this kind of order using the issued case. So from highest to lowest.
So when you say issue cases, it means the countries that have issued a lot of visas.
A lot of visas, yeah.
Okay. So, for the 2025 lottery, go ahead, Kel. Take it over.
Yes, sir. So the first country is Ethiopia, the first country is Ethiopia with 924 issued cases and 36 refused cases.
Wow.
We have Egypt being the second with 719 issued cases and 16 refused cases. Algeria, 672 issued cases and 71 refused cases. Morocco, 555 issued cases and 16 refused cases. Kenya with 343 issued cases, 60 refused cases.
Wow. So this is the first top 5.
Yes, first top 5.
We don't see Ghana yet.
We don't see Ghana yet.
Okay, that's good. Next one. Let's go.
So Ghana is in the next top 5.
Oh, nice.
But they are actually on the 8th position when it comes to the best 10. So now Cameroon is the next. That is 265 issued cases, 66 refused cases. Togo, which is 215 issued cases, 27 refused cases. Ghana being
and then
Ghana.
8. There you go.
Is 155 issued cases and 51 refused cases.
Kelvin, now hold on before you go forward. I'm sorry, guys. Sure. I have to do this. A lot of people, when we dropped the first video, everybody was like, go to Togo, just go to Togo, it's gonna be so easy for you, just go to Togo. But then you see Accra and Togo is just like back to back, right? You see that. Wow. Okay, that's nice. Okay, Kelvin, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so we have Benin being the next, which is 124 issued cases and 20 refused cases. Then the last of the best 10 is Saudi Arabia with 87 issued cases and 10 refused cases.
Wow. Now, there you have it, guys. Now, Kelvin did something cool, which I really want us to also pay attention to that, because some of the questions that people really ask sometimes, Kelvin, the last data on this best 10, I really love it so much, because sometimes people want to know, okay, which country is refusing, like what is the refusal rate for each country that you mentioned? These 10 countries, what is the refusal rate and what is the issued rate? Meaning that if I go to that country, what is my chances of really getting the visa versus my chances of really not getting the visa, right? So
one funny thing is that I'm going to say all these countries are the best, just because they've all fall within the, let's say, above 70% issued cases. So if you choose any of these best 10 that we've actually pointed out, there's a high rate of you getting your visa. Yeah.
Right.
So now let's look at the numbers.
Okay, good. So here are the percentages for you. you?
So with the percentages, this one is not really arranged. So we are just going to use the sequential data we had for the first one. So Ethiopia has 96.25 percentage rate for you to get a visa.
Right. So
And
that
if
means
you are
that
going to be refused is 3.75.
Wow.
So refusal rate is lesser. It is very difficult for you to be refused.
in Addis Ababa, it doesn't mean that you won't be refused if you
Yeah.
you cannot just take any crappy documents there and then you say, oh well, your refusal rate is just 3%, so let me just go and try my best. All we are saying is that the chances is very, very high in that country. Right now they have a 96 issue rate when it comes to the DV lottery visas. Okay. Now, one thing that I also want to mention that, Kelvin, some of these countries are tough for a reason. You cannot just base it on these numbers that we are showing you. Some of these countries have become tough. Why? Because it could be that the people going to the interviews are not going in with the right document. Okay. It could be that the people going in for the interview do not actually qualify for the DV lottery. Okay. So, I mean, when you are looking at these numbers, you shouldn't just say that, okay, well, the Accra embassy or maybe so and so, like, let's say, for example, Nairobi, right? Which have like in this whole race, right? For the first 5, Nairobi has the largest, I'm looking at it, 14%, right, Kelv?
Refusal.
You can't say
on the one on the screen,
right. You can't say, well, Nairobi is so mean. The embassy over there is so mean because they have 14%. No, you can't say that because it could be that people that don't even qualify are just going in there, right, Kelv? It could be that, right? So,
but do you actually know that Accra is actually the one with the highest? Even with the best 10 Accra when it comes to the refusal rates.
Oh my God. Okay, please break this number down so we can get to something. Okay, so I think we've covered the first one, the Ethiopia, 96%. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Egypt being, I think Egypt will be the first person to issue very high because they have the 97.82%. Then they have a refusal rate of 2.18.
And when we are talking about these two, like, we have to also know that the size of the country also matter.
Yeah.
Right. Kelvin, go ahead.
90.44 for Algeria when it comes to the issuance rate, 9.56 for refusal rate. Morocco has 97.20 for issuance rate, then refusal rate is 2.80. Kenya has 85.11 or 11 issuance rate, then the refusal rate is 14.89.
Perfect. Now let's go to the last 5 countries. Oh my goodness. Wow. They are okay. Let's go ahead, Kel.
One thing I want to also say is that, you see, we are also saying Accra is good, but out of the best, then we are using the issuance and the refusal rate. Accra will move from 8 to 10 with the numbers that we showed earlier on, which is based on issued numbers or the number of people that have gotten their visas. Accra was on position 8, but right now when we look at the figures we are showing, which is the percentages wise, Accra is going to be on number 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Accra, go ahead, Kel.
Because looking at Accra has 75.24, but there is no country that has 70 in their numbers that are even around 70s. So we are going to start by Cameroon, right? Saying that Cameroon has 80.06 issuance rate, 19.4 refusal rates.
Wow.
Togo has 88.64 issuance rates, 11.16 refusal rates. Accra, which is our country, Ghana is 75.24 issuance rates, then refusal is 24.76.
Wow.
Benin, 86.11 issuance rates, then the refusal rate is 13.89. Saudi Arabia has 89.69 issuance rates, then 10.31 refusal rates.
So, Kel, with this number, we can surely say out of all the 10 countries in Africa, Accra is the most refusal rate.
But actually, looking at also the data too, I'm kind of getting something like, it looks like the Arabian countries are really doing well just because those are the people that are above or that are even from 90% and upwards. Because we talk about Ethiopia, Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, and even on the screen that we have Saudi Arabia, which Saudi Arabia has 89.69. All those other countries that I mentioned are in the range of 97.2, 90.44, and all those kind of things. So it looks like Arabian countries are really doing well when it comes to issuing visas. Yeah.
Wow. So here you go with the data, guys. Again, we have our last data. We told you that we are going going to be showing you the most important aspect of this whole video, which is who is missing their interview.
Yeah.
When I say who, we're about to show you actually the case numbers, all the case numbers. But Kelvin, before we actually show them the case numbers, I want you to know that if you are here, this is what Kooturu Global, this is what we do. When it comes to the DV lottery, just watch my face real quick. We're gonna give the numbers to you. Don't worry, don't rush. When it comes to the DV lottery, we take people through it. So in case if you need help, especially if you're watching us and we're breaking all these numbers down, you're like, wow, you know, some people get nervous with these numbers and other things like that, and you think you need help. You really need a professional to help you to really, so that you don't mess up. When you go, you're gonna be on the issuance side and you're not gonna be on the refusal side. Please check our description. We're gonna have our number in there, our WhatsApp link. You click on it, it's gonna bring you to our WhatsApp. We're gonna talk to our beautiful customer representative. She'll take you through the process. We have a nice package there that we take people through all the process when it comes to mock interviews and other things. So Kel, remember when we helped Emmanuel with his whole mock interview, we prepped him, his documentation, we made sure everything is right, and he actually went in and got his visa. Do you remember?
Yes. What funny thing about that case actually is that he only had 5 days to prepare.
5 days to prepare. And the whole Kooturu Global team, we got on board. Kelvin was on board. I was on board. We had Nanama on board. And then we brought him all the interview questions and we made sure he was taking the right documentation. Do you know why? Because we were preparing him to go to the wilderness.
Why are you running?
We were preparing him to go to the most refused visa embassy.
That is actually part of the best 10.
That is
best
actually part of the best 10, exactly.
Yeah.
AKA Accra. They are refusing the visas the most. So when we see this data and we prepare our clients based on this data because we know they are being tough. We already know that. The numbers is showing. And by the way, if you're watching me and you have an interview in Accra, just know, don't go in there and play around. They are being tough. Kelvin, what do you say? Are we saying this to scare people or we are actually saying it to help people?
Actually, it's in two ways. They are the best 10 doesn't mean that they are not going to refuse you when you don't do the right. Even those at the higher position like Algeria and all those kind of people. If you go in there, you mess up, you are going home automatically. So it's not about they are refusing a lot of people. But how are you also prepared? You don't expect that interview should be flexible for you. It should also be, sometimes it's based on we not being prepared. Just because sometimes those numbers that have been rejected, maybe they have a lot of issues. So it can also be a factor why they are being 51 refused people or cases in Accra.
But Kelv, I also think that, and by the way, we're about to flash the people who are missing their cases, so let's bear with us. If you can't wait, because what we're saying is actually important. That's it. We just don't want to come here and pour numbers to you. What does the numbers mean? We have to give you the meaning to the numbers so that you go and you go prepared, right? It just means that, yes, definitely don't say that, oh, you know what? This embassy is issuing a lot of, so I'm going to be relaxed. I'm not going to take all the required documents. Don't do that. Take all the requirement. But we're saying for the embassy of Accra, they are being tough, period. Do you know why? We're not just telling you this based on the data. We actually have a community. It's called the Kooturu Global Community. It's a free community. You can come in. There are people who come. We do a Zoom show every Wednesday. Kelvin, you were there the last time, right?
Yes, I was there the last time.
A gentleman came and said that, you know what? I have a brother who went to the embassy for their interview, and it was this fiscal year that we are talking about. These numbers, right? The person went to the interview and they presented, like they were disclosed. They presented everything, but their presentation, how they spoke, let me speak to you so you understand. How they presented their case. It's not like they didn't take the documents they needed, though. They took all the documents they needed, but just speaking, they couldn't speak well. And according to the guy who showed up on our Kooturu Global community meeting, that's what he was saying, that, when my people went in there, they didn't really speak well. So the consulate was not convinced. So they refused, even though they had the right document. So Accra ain't playing games. That's all I got to tell you. Kelvin, give them the last number. But before we go to the last number, Kelvin, can you give a brief of how you came up with these numbers? How did you know? Like, that's one of someone's question right now. Like, okay, you're about to show me cases number that you believe have missed their interview. How did you come up? How did you come up with this data?
Okay, so actually with the data that we look at, we did a comparison based on the dates that you receive your interview letter. Most of these people, that is the 68 numbers or cases that have received their interview letter, was in 14th January, and some were also in 15th January. And when you are giving your interview letter, mostly it should be showing on the SIAC official website, maybe few days, maximum is 5 days on their website, right? And I believe that it shows showed, but just recently, all these numbers we are going to show also received a last modified date on the website, which shows that it's either they allegedly, or we are trying to say allegedly because we have not really confirmed, because we don't have the names to these people to also say that, oh, let me confirm from you that is it correct that you've made your interview. But one of the things is that these numbers were last modified starting from 10th March. And we know that when you receive your interview date in January, you should have your interview actually 2 months after the date. So basically you should have it in March. And now the data we are presenting is 29th March. So starting from 10th March, that your status was being updated on the official website. How come 29th March, there is no change of state that you have been issued or you've been refused? Because 14th January, it should have your date actually within few days after this date. Your interview should be done in March. The last date that we are looking at is 29th March. And all these people from 10th March, we are still in ready states. That means they've missed their interview. That is the conclusion to what we are trying to say.
Wow. Kelvin, just to break what you're saying down in layman's term, if I have received a letter, or if I got the notice on the SIAC website saying that, oh, my case is ready. Obviously, it takes about 5 days for you to receive an interview date.
That one, you receive an email first.
Exactly.
So after the email, they have up to 5 days to actually show it on the website.
Good.
Yeah.
So I went in there, my case was ready. After a few days, my interview was in. And we know, because we've done the calculation, that every time you get that ready state, your interview, they give you about 2 months. And these people that we are about to show on the screen got ready in January. And then 2 months later, when we went and checked their status, it's still at the ready state. That means something is wrong somewhere. Somebody missed something.
And aside that, even checking the date and requirement, their date was also remodified.
The website basically spit out another update. And it still had ready. You cannot be ready 2 times. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yes, you cannot be ready 2 times. The last update started from 10th March.
Okay.
So if that last update came from 10th March, we are now in April 4th. The data we are showing is 29th March.
And your case,
within 3 weeks or so, you've not gone for your interview.
And your case came back, they modified it, and you are showing ready again. How many times do you want one person you want to be ready?
No, you can't be ready like that.
You should move. Once you get to the ready state, after 2 months and your case is still ready, there is something like horribly wrong, right? Especially with the date. You have to check with the date. So now Kelvin is about to take us through all these numbers. Okay, so Kelvin, here we go with the people who are missing their interview at the Accra embassy, based on the explanation that you gave. Go ahead.
Yes. So right now the data is going to be confusing to a lot of people. But I want them to understand that they should exercise patience and just understand what we are trying to do over here. Now, looking at the first cell, we are using Excel, or the first number that we have, right? We have a number like 2025 AF, then we have some numbers after it, that is the 4 numbers 3581. So now the other numbers that are also showing on the screen, we've just removed the 2025 AF. So the 2025 AF is just going to be cut across for all of them. So for me not to stress you and other stuff, we just look at the last numbers after the AF on your paper or on your notice. So these numbers are also not arranged properly because it was arranged based on the dates you received, or based on the date that was last modified, right? So we have 3581, then we are going downwards that lane. So we have 1,485.
Now
we have one,
Kelvin, obviously we don't want the video to be long. So Kelvin is not about to spit out all these numbers to you. So please just pause the video. If you are watching this video and if you see your last 4 number in here, we have cut out the AF 2025. If you see your last digits in here, the possibility that you have missed your interview date is so high. I mean, take a look at it. 4,791. Are you serious? I mean, cases that are like 17,000 and 20,000. We are currently, the last ready case, Kelvin, that you mentioned the last video
was around 29,000.
29,000. And you are sitting here, these 28 and 29,000 will be going to their interview. You said it was in April, right?
Yes. Like even by now, I think they've moved because their numbers are not here.
Perfect. Yes, they've moved because their numbers are not here, right? So now you are in here with this low number. I mean, the number goes all the way to AF 28 288. Number 288. If you're watching me, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not keeping up with the system, with the DV lottery system. And please, so pause the video, watch the numbers, go from row to row, from column to column, and make sure that your number is not in here. If your number is not in here, you are definitely safe. If your number is in here, and let's say you still have an interview, maybe the system, how we are checking it, something went wrong and your number appeared in here. But, you know, allegedly, we are basically saying that this number's here, the number and the calculation and your status going ready twice, that is not normal, especially within 2 months intervals. And not like, I mean, who I won't go refuse dates, me cry how I mean kind of bro. Who I won't go refuse dates, who I won't call, you know, you haven't gone in a refuse state, you haven't gone in an issue state. Your thing is still ready. Come on, I mean, you're missing something, right? So please, I said in the last video, and I'm gonna say it one more time, a lot of people have actually come to, when we dropped our first video, we had 10 people who rushed to us and say, oh my God, I watched your video and I actually found out that yes, you are right, I have missed my interview, what should I do, blah 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 and all that. And one of the things, after the 10 people that came to us that missed their interview, one of the things that we saw was that when they received the email, maybe there is something going on at the Ghana embassy side. You know, I don't know who to blame here. We are not gonna sit here and say we are blaming anybody or we are pointing fingers at anybody, but what we saw was that a lot of people was misdirected to their specific website they should go to. But sometimes I feel like it's not misdirection. Sometimes I feel like it's technology that failed people. Why? Because when you talk about inbox, right? When US embassy have not emailed you before and you have something like Gmail or Yahoo and they email you and the email seems like it's very short, it has an embedded link into it, boom, automatically Gmail thinks that that is a spam email. So that, guess where it puts it? It takes it right to the spam. It doesn't even hit your inbox.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It doesn't hit your inbox. It goes straight to the spam. So please, if you're watching me, just go check your spam, email, inbox, check your deleted inbox, because sometimes it automatically deletes it. Check those places. If you find, you know, the electronic DV lottery sites, click into that, go put in your confirmation page and other things, scroll all the way down and you should see your interview date. A lot of people got a request to go to Avit and register and schedule and do all that. Yeah, they are saying the Accra embassy sent them that. But at the end of the day, I don't think that their system was supposed to do that, because the person that we spoke to, we spoken to 2 people so far, and they said that they went to the Avit site and they said pending, and it's been saying pending till now. Meanwhile, their date, their official interview date was on the DV Lottery electronic website.
Yeah.
So after they saw our video, they went and checked the DV Lottery electronic website, and then they found out that, oh wow, the date was right there. I missed it. Meanwhile, on Avit, it still says pending. So stop depending on Avit. I'll say this once and for all. It has not helped about 10 people who have come to us. So I'm going to save you the time. Check your spam. Check those places. You might have gotten a link that says go to, you don't even need a link to get that interview that I'm talking about. Just go to DV. Let me just make sure I give you the right thing. I'm also going to be dropping it under this description. You get the right description. Let me also share my screen so you know exactly where to go to get your interview date. Stop checking Avit. You should come here where you originally applied for the DV lottery. You entered for the DV lottery. Come here and then come here to check status. It's going to tell you, click the link below to check DV 2026 and DV 2025 entry status. Come here, click on the check status. Come here to continue. Put in your confirmation number here. Put in your family name, your last name. So, you know, my name is Reinhard Kumsen. I'll put in Kumsen here because Kumsen is my last name. Put in your year of birth in here. Put in the authenticate. You are familiar with this. This is where you check to see whether you were selected or not, right? Come here again, submit, put in, well, because I didn't put anything here, that's why it's showing up red, right? After you submit it, scroll all the way down. Your interview date, if you have been given an interview, that interview date is going to be at the bottom of that website. The DV lottery people did send you an email to come and check here. But as I'm saying, how your inbox is set up, it's not used to embedded link one sentence, because that's how it normally looks like. It will then just take it to the spam, it will delete it and other things like that. We're actually going to be making a video on how to accept the DV lottery emails coming into your inbox. Kelvin, let's do something to do that, to sort of add it to the email filter so that it allows it to come through. And I think, if we release it, everybody who apply for the DV lottery should watch that video, see how to do that, so that when you win the DV lottery and they send you an email, you will definitely get it. Kelvin, what do you say?
I think that is a nice option that we can give to them to also help them get everything in line, because as we are bringing this to also help you know what to do, that is also going to help.
Definitely. That is what we're here to do. Kooturu Global. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. You want more videos like this? You want us to keep you up to date when it comes to the DV lottery statistics, the cases, we digest it, we pour it here. Today, it was a deep dive. We love it. I love what Kelvin is doing. Don't you love what Kelvin is doing? Leave some comment down. Show him some love. Show him some love. And we're going to be definitely bringing you more. Please, if you're here too.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. If you're here and you miss your interview, soon, at least we know 60 people, over 60 people missed it. So we're going to be doing a video. A lot of people have come to us. We show them what to do, and 50% is looking positive. And I say 50% because we actually showed a specific lady. Please don't flood my inbox. I say I'll come and do a video. Don't flood our inbox. We'll do a video addressing it. We showed a lady on exactly what to do, the process to take, and she actually got an email back from the embassy saying that her interview will be rescheduled. But they didn't promise her that, they didn't guarantee her that it would. They say we will reschedule it. They sort of gave her a message that says it's 50-50, right? So we're going to show you the same process if you miss it. And if you're lucky and Accra, then definitely they can they can get you an interview date again. Kelvin, what are we saying?
What we are going to say is that we thank you for tuning in and watching the video. If you actually like whatever we are doing, just leave a thumbs up by liking the page and also subscribing to our YouTube platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you. Peace out.
For to double chair, Mina make us say, Ghana, media some the Debbie Bram, Upperson to cry, Eba America, Upperson will call Canada, Eba school, pushing a dear, you should go to go by Chilapway. So Upperson will call Dubai, Eba Ye Juma, and that's grown piano baby, Piana person who call piano. She shall go to Groba, a Chilapway, a partner contour. That's a wood steer, or Betty because where the music Johnny, where's the all this kind of sending an audio Johnny, go to Groba, dear Yentessa, yet. Libi takazaka biala me to dago chewa ma jimejine mu no na tese eyade papa etise wo hwamia no be na gu screen so no pa na fra wo go to Groba a wo yempue no mo du betu fa Kooturu